Bachelorette Katie Thurston gives big life update amid cancer fight. June 14, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelorette star Katie Thurston was diagnosed with breast cancer in February. She revealed she's still chasing answers about the diagnosis. Keep reading for the latest update on her public health battle. Katie Thurston speaks out about puppy blues. Katie Thurston has had quite a year, and 2025 is only half over. She received a devastating diagnosis in February. After finding a lump in her breast, the tests revealed that she had stage 4 breast cancer. The cancer has spread to her liver, but the bad news came with some really good news too. Viewers watched Katie try to find love on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and CW's F-Boy Island. But she ended up finding love in the most unlikely place, the comedy circuit. After her stint on reality TV, Katie Thurston decided to try her hand at comedy, where she met comedian Jeff Arcuri. Romance sparked, and they got engaged in the summer of 2024 after briefly dating. While they planned to marry eventually, her cancer diagnosis spurred them into action. They eloped in March. Shortly before their wedding, they adopted an adorable rescue dog named Charlie. The pup has been a huge comfort to Katie, especially after her husband resumed his comedy tour overseas. He postponed it for a while after her diagnosis, but the show must go on. Katie Thurston took to Instagram this week to warn anyone thinking of adopting a dog about the puppy blues. She wrote that a lot of people get dogs without knowing about the downsides that come with having a puppy. Puppies can be very difficult, especially when it comes to housebreaking or training in general. She said many people regret getting the dog during the puppy blues phase. In her opinion, potential dog owners should research the phenomenon before getting a dog. Bachelorette star still chasing answers after breast cancer diagnosis. Katie Thurston's breast cancer diagnosis was difficult, but it was made worse by an initial misdiagnosis. She was first diagnosed with breast cancer while living in California. The tests revealed her cancer as stage 3, and the doctors recommended chemotherapy. But she moved to NYC to live with Jeff Arcuri and changed doctors, who ordered new tests. The second tests revealed that the cancer was stage 4. However, chemo was no longer recommended. Instead, Katie Thurston was put on a treatment plan of oral medication and monthly hormone-blocking injections. The reality star has documented all of this for her followers on the Booby broadcast channel she started on Instagram. Katie Thurston shared another update. She revealed that she's been thinking a lot about the histotripsy she wants to have to treat the liver cancer. The non-invasive procedure uses ultrasound waves to destroy cancerous tissue. She wrote that she was disappointed by NYU's onboarding process. She hopes to have the procedure at NYU after her doctors at Columbia University didn't want to do it. The Bachelorette alum said that she was still chasing answers about the procedure and whether her insurance even covers it. She also paid tribute to former MTV VJ Amanda Lewis, who passed away earlier this week after a brave breast cancer battle. Life is on pause until next tests. While Katie Thurston is eager to treat the cancer in her liver, she decided to put all major life decisions on pause until her next body scan on July 7th. The scan will reveal whether the medication she's on is working to fight the cancer. Once the tests are done, it will be clearer what the next step is. Katie Thurston happily revealed that she will join her husband in Greece at the end of the month. Hopefully, Katie Thurston had always been known as the fiery, fearless woman who shook up Bachelor Nation with her honesty, humor, and uncompromising authenticity. Her season of The Bachelorette was a whirlwind of laughter, heartbreak, and bold decisions, but none of it could have prepared her for the battle she was now facing. It started quietly, a routine checkup, a couple of blood tests, a scan she nearly skipped. She'd been tired, yes, but that was chalked up to travel and stress. Katie was still hosting comedy nights, working on her mental health podcast, and dabbling in stand-up. Who wouldn't be tired? Then came the diagnosis. Stage I lymphoma. 3 words that stopped her world. She posted nothing for days. No witty TikToks, no snarky Instagram captions, just stillness, silence. But Katie Thurston was never one to stay quiet for long. Chapter 2. Courage on Camera. When she finally returned to social media, it wasn't with a glam shot or red carpet selfie. It was a video. Barefaced, raw, vulnerable. "Hey guys, I've got something to share," she began, her voice a mix of nerves and steel. "I've been diagnosed with cancer, and no, I'm not dying, but I'm fighting, and I wanted you to hear it from me." Fans flooded the comments with love, encouragement, and shock. But what stood out most was the way Katie handled it, with brutal honesty and biting wit. She named her tumor Chad. Because of course she did. "Chad's the worst ex-boyfriend ever," she joked in the video. "But don't worry, I'm ghosting him hard." Chapter 3. Love and Loneliness. The weeks that followed were a mixture of treatments, tears, and introspection. Katie was open about the side effects, the hair loss, the fatigue, the days where she didn't recognize her own body in the mirror. But what she hadn't been open about, not yet, was what this meant for her relationships. After her split from Blake Moynes and later John Hersey, Katie had sworn off public romances. She wanted privacy. She needed healing. But life had other plans. Enter Alec, a 33-year-old ER nurse she'd met while volunteering for a cancer awareness event in San Diego. Their connection had been instant, unexpected, and cautiously beautiful. "Katie, you're fighting a battle. I don't want to be another thing you have to manage," he told her one night as they sat wrapped in blankets under the stars. She looked at him, pale from treatment but glowing with stubborn hope. "Maybe I don't want to fight alone." Chapter 4. The announcement that shook Bachelor Nation. Katie returned to Instagram Live with what she called the realest update yet. She was seated in her apartment, her dog Tommy curled up beside her, a beanie pulled over her shaved head. "All right, friends," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "You've been with me through bad dates, wild rose ceremonies, and now this insane health journey, and I have something big to share." Fans leaned in. Was it remission? Was it something worse? "I'm freezing my eggs." The chat exploded. Katie laughed. "Look, I'm not saying I want kids tomorrow. I'm saying cancer might mess with my ability to choose, and I'm not letting that happen." She paused, then added, "Also, Alec is amazing. He's been with me every step of the way. So if you see us in public, yes, he's my man. And yes, he's an actual superhero." Chapter 5. A Letter to Herself. In a moment of quiet reflection between chemo sessions, Katie began writing a letter. Not to fans, not to Alec, but to herself, the Katie who had stood on that Bachelorette stage years ago, hoping love would find her. "Dear Katie, you thought heartbreak was the worst thing that could happen to you. You thought a man not choosing you meant something about your worth. Girl, you had no idea. Now you've lost hair, gained perspective, and learned how strong your voice really is. Not your social media voice, your soul voice. You're fighting, and you're winning, and love, the real kind, showed up when you weren't even looking. You've got this, and even on the days you don't feel like you do, I'm proud of you. Love me." She posted the letter a few days later. It went viral instantly. Chapter 6. The Comedy Comeback. Against the advice of her doctors and her own exhaustion, Katie agreed to do a surprise set at a comedy show in Los Angeles, a 5-minute appearance. That was it. But when she walked on stage, bald, radiant, and holding nothing back, the crowd erupted. She opened with, "So apparently cancer doesn't care if you're a former bachelorette. Rude." The audience was in stitches. For the next 20 minutes, not 5, she delivered one of the most brutally honest and hilarious sets of her career. She spoke about dating during cancer. Is there a Tinder filter for currently radioactive? Hospital gowns, cute in theory, drafty in execution. And the day she told Alec she might not be able to have kids. He looked at me and said, I fell in love with you, not your uterus, so yeah, he's a keeper. Chapter 7. A different kind of fennel. As spring arrived, Katie shared what she called the most unexpected twist of my life. Her skin was clear. Chad is officially evicted, she announced in a tearful Instagram video. The outpouring was massive. Bachelor Nation stars, from Caitlin Bristow to Rachel Lindsay to Tayshia Adams, sent love and congratulations. Alec posted a photo of them holding hands on the beach with the caption, "She beat cancer, but she never let it beat her." Katie's update went far beyond the Bachelor bubble. She was featured in People, did a sit-down with Good Morning America, and signed a book deal titled Roses Are Red, But So Is Chemo, How I Fought for My Life and My Laughs. Chapter 8. The Big Life Update. Then came the news. At a quiet cancer benefit in New York City, Katie took the stage, not as a former reality star, but as a survivor and advocate. Fighting cancer changed everything, she said to the hushed room. My career, my body, my dreams, and now I want to help others write their own endings. She revealed she had founded the Chad Foundation, named after her now famous nickname for the tumor, to support young adults battling cancer with resources for mental health, fertility preservation, and financial relief. But that wasn't the only announcement. Alec appeared beside her, took her hand, and said with a nervous smile, "We have one more update." He turned to Katie. "I know life threw you something terrifying, but you faced it with grace, humor, and more strength than I thought possible. And if you'll have me," he dropped to one knee, "I'd be honored to face every next chapter by your side." The audience gasped. Katie blinked, then laughed through her tears. "Well, if I said no now, this would be a really awkward fundraiser." Chapter 9. A Love Letter to Life. Katie's final post that month was a photo carousel, her bald head, Alec kissing her hand, her in a hoodie sitting with other cancer survivors, her engagement ring glowing under hospital lights. Her caption read, "Life doesn't always go the way you scripted. Mine definitely didn't. But what I've learned, and what I want you to remember, is that you are more than what's happened to you. You are more than a diagnosis, a breakup, a bad date, a mistake. You are still becoming. And sometimes, when you lose everything you thought mattered, you find everything that truly does. Love, Katie." Epilogue. The Bachelor star who became a fighter. In the months that followed, Katie Thurston didn't return to the Bachelor franchise. She didn't need to. She found her purpose in stand-up, advocacy, and fiercely loving the life she nearly lost. She may have started in the reality TV spotlight, but her greatest love story was never about a rose ceremony. It was about choosing herself, again and again, even when everything seemed lost. And in doing that, she became the kind of hero Bachelor Nation never knew it needed.